What if the car market is on the verge of collapse? Brace yourself for a reality check. The car market crash is not a distant future, but a reality now. It's not just about fewer cars on the road. It's about the potential for economic chaos, environmental havoc, and setbacks in technological innovation. So, does this mean you should rush to buy a car now or wait for price to drop further? Well, today we have some news that Americans have been eagerly waiting for. The cost of cars and trucks in the United States is finally dropping. Recent study shows that a big drop in car prices. Experts are waving red flags, saying that it's the start of a car market crash. Prices start falling fast, with higher interest rates and more cars sitting unsold. The good news? It's a buyer's dream out there, with dealers throwing in deals like never before. Now, when we talk about the car market crash, it's common to hear people wondering what normal even means. Is it like how things were before the pandemic? But truth be told, defining normal is trickier than it sounds. See, it's not just about picking a year, it's about understanding how the market works. From prices soaring to the extinction of affordable cars, the car market is a whole different ballgame now. You might have noticed that car prices have been all over the place lately. Well, here's why. Cox Automotive reports that prices have been recently dropped because there are way more cars on dealer lots now compared to the past few years. If you think about it, a year ago, you'll see about 1.7 million new cars, trucks, and SUVs at American dealerships. Now, there are almost 3 million. That's a huge jump, and because there are more vehicles available, the high prices we've been seeing are finally coming down. In fact, 2024 is shaping up to be the most affordable year to buy a new car or truck in the past 5 years. Glenn Mears, who owns several dealerships in Ohio, put it simply, where there aren't many cars to choose from, buyers don't have much room to negotiate. But now, with lots of full inventory, it's a buyer's market again, just like it used to be. Plus, during the pandemic, there was a massive shortage for computer chips, which are essential for making cars. This forced factories to slow down production, causing car prices to skyrocket globally because there weren't enough vehicles to go around. By 2021, some dealerships didn't have any new cars at all. Frustrated buyers turned to used cars, driving those prices up too. This left many people unable to afford vehicles at all. But things have changed. Now that there are plenty of computer chips available, car production is back on track. The dealerships are stocked up. This surplus is causing the average price of both new and used cars to drop quickly. Just to give you an idea, new car prices jumped by around $17,000 over the past 5 years, peaking at over $55,000. But since January, prices have been falling steadily. The average price for a new vehicle is now about $45,283. While we're not quite back to the pre-pandemic prices yet, experts say that as more cars hit the market, prices will continue to drop this year, especially for new vehicles. But again, Omar Afani, a big shot car dealer on TikTok, is causing a stir with his warning. Don't buy a car just yet. He's saying the car market is heading for a crash, and he's got some solid reasons. See, during the pandemic, lots of people used their stimulus money to buy cars, but they ended up paying way too much. Now, with the economy shifting, many can't afford those hefty monthly payments anymore. So, what happens? Repossessions shoot up like crazy. All those cars end up at auctions, flooding the market. Omar's not happy about it. He's refusing to pay those sky-high prices at auctions, and his car lot is feeling the pinch. And guess what? His viewers and even people in car finance industry are backing him up. They're seeing the same thing, people struggling to keep up with payment. So, what's next? Well, according to Omar and some market experts, both new and used car prices will continue to fall even though we're in a peak buying season. Then, last month, automakers' discount on new vehicles, including rebates and low-interest finances, averaged a whopping $1,469 per vehicle. That's 5 times what they averaged a year earlier. Michelle Krebs, an executive analyst for Cox Automotive, pointed out that we can expect even more discounting and incentives soon. Yvonne Drury, the director of insights at Edmunds, added that car manufacturers are already offering bigger discounts on slower-selling vehicles and hinted that this trend will likely extend to more models in the coming weeks and months. So if you don't need a car right now, it might be smart to wait a little longer. While consumers might be happy to see lower prices and more incentives, the automakers and dealers are feeling the squeeze. Rebecca Radzewski, a research manager at Cox Automotive, noted that the downward pressure on pricing is hurting profits. The latest dealer sentiment survey by Cox Automotive confirms this, showing that dealers are seeing their profits shrink as their inventory levels normalize and incentive increase to boost sales. Now, let's talk about numbers. The latest analysts revealed that out of 35 brands, 16 reported year-over-year price cuts in March, the biggest declines we've seen in Tesla, which dropped a staggering 20.5%, followed by Buick at 6.4%, Land Rover at 6%, and Nissan at 5.7%. Meanwhile, the average transaction price for a new vehicle dropped by 2.7% last month and is now down at 5.4% from December. This has been accompanied by an increase in the average incentive spend from manufacturers, which surged 102% year over year to reach $3,121, the highest level since May 2021. So, what's the deal with all these incentives? Well, they're now making up around 6.6% of the average car's price tag. That's more than double of what it was just a year ago. More automakers offered incentive packages exceeding 10% of the average transaction price in March compared to February. Incentives were highest for brands like Polestar, Lucid, Infiniti, Mini, Nissan, Volkswagen, and of course Tesla. But not everyone's jumping on the discount train. Only 3 automakers, Land Rover, Porsche, and Toyota, had incentives at or below 3.2% of the average transaction price. This surge in discounts and incentives signaled the broader trend in the auto industry as it grapples with fluctuating demand and economic pressures. The market dynamics are shifting, and the repercussion of these changes could be far-reaching for both the industry and consumers. Plus, when we think about how the pandemic shook things up in the car world, it's pretty wild. Remember when sellers called the shots, making you pay more than the sticker price? Yeah, that's changed big time. Now, it's the buyers who have the upper hand. Michelle Krebs says it's like a switch flipped. There used to be a ton of cars sitting around with not enough people buying. So, to get people to buy, dealers are slashing prices left and right. David Miniani, CEO of CarParts.com, is saying this buyer's market is here to stay, at least till the end of 2024. He's like, hey, if you're planning on snagging a ride, wait till later in the year. That's when you'll see the best deals. And he's not wrong. All vehicle segments saw price drops. Luxury cars by 13.2%, SUVs by 13.5%, compact cars by 16.9%, mid-size car by 15.9%, and pickups by 14.6% compared to last year. Ford and Tesla are leading the charge with the big discounts, and more affordable electric cars are popping up too. And if you are eyeing a used SUV or sedan, you might just hit the jackpot. With all the chaos in the oil world, prices are falling, making bigger rides more tempting. But here's the thing, with interest rates going up, buying a new one might actually be cheaper than a used one. Yeah, you've heard it right. Some almost new cars are going for almost the same price as brand new ones. For example, low mileage 2023 Honda CR-V models are advertised close to $28,000, while the base price for a new one is about $31,000, including shipping. Rebecca Lindland from Cars.com says this trend is just getting started. More used cars are gonna be dirt cheap, and the same goes for new rides. So if you've been holding off that car purchase, now's the time to do it. This is the first time in almost half a decade that Americans will see some relief at dealerships. It's like the calm after the storm, and you don't want to miss out on these deals. The car market's changing faster than we can blink, and if you're not paying attention, you might just miss your chance to score big. Now, do you believe the shift to the buyer's market is a good thing or not? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more.